What's up, guys? Joe White here, and oh my god, Joe White's got the Bullet Club logo on his screen. What could this mean? It means they're about to break up. The group that has been making the internet cream their fucking pants since 2013, and this guy couldn't be happier. Oh yeah, you knew I was going there. You knew I was going there, folks. So let's take a look here. You know, they formally announced Cody versus Kenny at Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor in New Orleans. But there's this thing of, well, Joe, that don't mean nothing because that's the Ring of Honor Bullet Club, and that doesn't mean anything with New Japan going on. Yes, it does. Sorry. Yes, it does. Ring of Honor, and as far as the Bullet Club goes, I'm under the impression, and I firmly believe, that, you know, Gato and whoever's booking, you know, Delirious, they talk to each other, and they kind of coerce things. You know, it's the reason why Kenny Omega pop. You know, people go, well, Kenny Omega's a New Japan guy, not a Ring of Honor guy. The Young Bucks are signed with Ring of Honor, not New Japan. You know, it doesn't matter. When you have two promotions working with each other as well as this has, they intermingle. So let's look at the current members of the Bullet Club. So it's apparent, I guarantee you, here's what's going to happen. You're going to have Bullet Club Black and White versus Bullet Club Black and Red, and it's going to be just like it was in WCW. I've said from day one, this is nothing but an NWO ripoff. I really don't like it. I don't like the, you know, I'm glad when they got the Too Sweet taken away from them. I hate the Too Sweet me's. I hate the damn whole freaking thing of it. In fact, I've started to like the Bullet Club since that lawsuit or since that cease and desist thing happened. Why? Because it's forced them to be original. It's forced them to be something that they weren't before, and I like that. So let's look at the two factions here. You know, you're going to have it two split up. You're going to have one led by Kenny Omega. You're going to have another led by Cody. So let's take a look here. Sorry, I am tired today, folks. Let's take a look here and find out who goes where. Now, the first I have on my list of current members is Bad Luck Fale. Now, before we get into who goes where, actually, let me say one thing. Cody's gonna be the, you know, if you do want to split it up and have the NW, or, you know, if you seem to think that there's a Ring of Honor Bullet Club and a New Japan Bullet Club, let's split this up here. Let's split this up. Cody's gonna be the leader of the Ring of Honor Bullet Club. Kenny's gonna be the leader of the New Japan Bullet Club, okay? You know, you can't call them Wolfpack and all that, is because WWE would come at him again. But Bad Luck Fale. I love me some Bad Luck Fale. I love every time he pushes the ring announcer. I love every time. I love me some Bad Luck Fale. I think he'll go with the New Japan Bullet Club. He'll join Omega. Brandy Rhodes, of course, duh. Cody. Chase Owens is a guy who he's really not seen all that much, but I think he likes working in New Japan, so I think they'll keep him with Kenny. So that's basically 1 and 1. Then you got Cody, of course. He's a faction leader. They have listed here on this list Mr. Juicy Gino Gambino as a member of the fucking Bullet Club that he joined in 2017. No, thank you. He's not a member. Hangman Adam Page, of course, is going to Cody because we've already seen that. That's where his loyalties lie. Hikuleo, New Japan. Kenny Omega, New Japan side. Marty Scurll is a guy who's going to be split down the middle, but ultimately he's a Ring of Honor guy, and I could totally see him going and working, you know, more on the Cody Rhodes side of things. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because you have Matt and Nick Jackson. This is what I want to see out of these two. I know I'm going to get, no, that Joe White, you're so stupid. You don't follow New Japan, Joe White, you stupid Mark. It'll never happen. I want to see the Young Bucks split up. I want to see the Young Bucks split up. I want to see Nick go to Cody, and I want to see Matt go to Omega, or vice versa. Because who cares? It's the Young Bucks. They pretty much work the same. It's hard, But I would like to see that team split up for a while. Maybe even face each other down the line at a big New Japan or big Ring of Honor show. And so I think that, you need to kind of split those two up for a while. Stephen Amell. They actually have Stephen Amell on this list. Cody. There's no way Stephen Amell's coming in to do anything, but it says that he joined November 17th of 2017 during that one show that they did. But I think it's funny how this list I'm looking at on Wikipedia has Stephen Amell on it. Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa, they're not breaking up anytime soon. They are going to be on the New Japan side. I think they're going to be with the Omega side. Even though there is a rumor going around. And I want to know what this tweet means. Let me know what you guys think it means. Bad Boy Tama Tonga put on Twitter on December 20th, 2017 that September 2019, the OGs reunite and puts the Too Sweet Me sign up. I wonder what that means. Does it mean anything? And then you have Takahashi. Of course, he's going to stay on the Japan side. So it looks like the Cody side's looking mighty thin compared to the Japan side, but it is what it is. I look at it this way. I really do look at it like, who the fuck cares? It's about time for this faction to have a little breakup, to have a little skirmish between them. And people are going to go, well, Joe, they're never going to get rid of the Bullet Club because of the merchandise sales, and they make too much merch. Do you really think New Japan's really worried about how much they sell at fucking Hot Topic? No. Because all of these guys have reached such status on their own that I think any one of them could do just as much merchandise sales on their own as they would with the Bullet Club logo. Go get a new logo. Go get a Chase Owens logo. Go get a Bad Luck Fale logo. It's time for this to die. It's been going on since 2013. May will be 5 years. May 3rd. There's only 2 original members of the Bullet Club left. Tama Tonga and Bad Luck Fale. Everybody else has been cycled in and out and in and out. Do I want to see this whole split up thing happen where you have one Bullet Club black and red and the other Bullet Club black and white? No. Again, because it's been done before. But I am curious as to what this tweet means where it says 2019, the OGs reunite. Is Devitt's contract up in 2019? I don't know. I know that he left in 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's 5 years. It's 2019. Maybe he just signed a 5-year deal with WWE. Let me know what you think about the split in the comments below. I like I'll be honest, the last 2 being the Elite things since they teased this little breakup. I was like, okay, let's see how they address this on their little YouTube show. So I watched Being the Elite, the first episode I've ever watched, all the way through. And aside from the Young Bucks stuff, which people are going to go, well, Joe, it's the Young Bucks show. Aside from the Young Bucks stuff, I liked it. I like Kenny Omega. I like them running into the airport and Kenny Omega going, yeah, I got to go this way because my gate, the first class gates are over here, so I got to go this way. That was pretty good. That long, slow walk to the Young Bucks' hotel room with that cheesy piano music in the background was good. And then Kota Ibushi shows up by his side, and it's like, okay. They're going into the damn... And then in the next episode, it's like everybody's done gone their separate ways. You had Skrull sit there singing "Complicated" by Avril Lavigne, which is freaking amazing. But aside from the Young Bucks stuff, I like the last 2 episodes of Being the Elite, and I'll probably watch it again and just ignore the Young Bucks stuff. Again, I'm not a fan of the Young Bucks. They've blocked me on Twitter because I've come out time and time again and bashed the fuck out of them because I don't like them. They're sniveling little looking weasels who can't really work. They're gymnasts. I'm sorry. I know that's going to ruffle some feathers. Well, fuck you, Joe White. Why don't you get in there and do some flips and get up your fat ass and go in there and take a bump, Joe White. Super kick. I know how it's going to go. I'm just not a fan of the guys. They're annoying as fuck. You know, if they were... These are the type of guys where if they were still fans, they'd have the beach balls out in the crowd. And for those of you who are my Patreon subscribers, you know how I feel about that. By the way, become a Patreon supporter for just $1 a month. Link below in the description. Got a lot of good content coming to the Patreon in the upcoming year. A lot of exclusive content. Content maybe that you'll get before, a full 2 or 3 days before anybody else. Maybe, just maybe, my next video that I do, aside from post-game shows, will be on my Patreon. I have a Patreon project that I'm working on where I have picked out a old school wrestling documentary that aired in the late 90s and early 2000s. In fact, it came out in 2000 that not a lot of people talk about, but I have it. I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to, do kind of live commentary on it. And that's going to be hitting probably Monday or Tuesday for my Patreon supporters. Again, $1 a month gets you that stuff. I'll give you a hint at what documentary I'm doing. It was filmed in California. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. So, if you want to see me and watch that and watch along with me and hear my commentary over it, Patreon.com/From Pillow to Post Live. Again, link in the description. $1 a month. $1 a month also gets you the official, unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic After Show in audio form that you can download to your smartphone or whatever, or iTunes, whatever the case may be. You can download it to your computer, hook your computer or phone up to the computer, fire up iTunes, and add it to the library that way. I have not figured out a way to get an iTunes link that is exclusive to Patreon. There is an RSS feed if you're interested in, if you're a Patreon supporter and you want to get all the audio stuff on iTunes, I can give you the exclusive RSS link to put into iTunes, and it will do it that way. I believe it will do it that way. Anyway, what do you think is going to happen with the Bullet Club? Are you excited for the breakup like I am? Are you excited for something new? Are you excited that maybe these guys need to go their separate ways? You're going to get the whole, one Bullet Club versus the other thing going on for a few months, maybe even a year. Another thing I think that this does is it just puts too many factions in New Japan now. I mean, look at the New Japan. Let's look at New Japan factions, and see if let me look at this here. Let me look and see what we got here. Sorry, guys. I should have had this pulled up. I had everything else pulled up. I didn't expect to talk about this here. So we have teams and stables. Okay, you got Chaos, you got Bullet Club, Suzuki-gun. You got the New Japan faction. Let's see here. The list I'm looking at lists everything, like the Road Warriors and stuff. So you got Suzuki-gun. You got the Bullet Club. Here we go. This one will help me out here. You got Chaos, Bullet Club, Los Ingobernables or LIJ. You got Tanahashi, Shibata, all them, in one group. You got the Legends, which is like Liger and Hanma and all those guys hanging out with each other. But if you do this, it's two more factions. It's now you've turned one faction into two. So now you got to worry about putting a title with that faction, because every faction has to have a title, so at least one title. And what I mean by that is at least one member or tag team of each faction has to have a title. That way they spread the titles out evenly among the factions. Because if a faction doesn't have at least one member holding a title or two members holding a tag title, it makes it weak. So there's too many factions, there's too many titles in New Japan. If it's one thing I would do with New Japan, it's shrink the damn roster down, especially seeing as how they only run monthly as it is. You look at people who run monthly like a CWF Mid-Atlantic or somebody like that. I know, here goes Joe talking about CWF again, but they have a core roster of about maybe 10 to 15 people, and that's it. Granted, New Japan Pro Wrestling's on a much bigger scale, way bigger than anything else, so I get why they have that many, but sometimes it's just too confusing. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't name every single title. I can't. How many, and they just added a new belt in that U.S. title belt. Look at how many people they got right now. They have the, I'm looking at a list now. They have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 titles throughout that damn company. It's crazy. So I don't know, it's a mess. It is a mess. Is Roppongi 3K somebody? Roppongi 3K is not a faction. It's just a tag team. So I don't know what this Bullet Club. The Bullet Club breakup is probably going to do more harm than it will good in the long run. But at the same time, I'm glad that it's being phased out. This is just part of the Bullet Club being phased out in New Japan. They'd really at the I'm sorry, it doesn't matter how many T-shirts you sell and how much merchandise money it's making you. As to it's run its course. It just has. It's ran its course. And as a booker, you have to look at it and go, it's run its course. What more can you do with these guys? It's the same thing. I compare it to The Walking Dead. Only 2 of the original cast members are pretty much left. And it's become a thing. The Walking Dead gets a bad rap for they stay in a place for a while. It gets overrun by zombies. They got to move. The Bullet Club's the same way. They have a leader for a while. They kick him out. They move to a new leader. They have that leader for a couple years. They kick him out and move on. I've always said that the leader of the damn Bullet Club should be the Young Bucks, as much as I can't stand them, because of the fact that they've been there the longest. They're not founding members, but the Bullet Club is the Young Bucks. I'm sorry, it's just how it is. That Bullet Club would be nothing without those guys sticking around for as long as they have. But it's getting to the point, like I said, it's ran its course. It's time to move on to something new. Omega's at a status where he doesn't need them anymore. The Young Bucks are at a status where they really don't need the Bullet Club anymore. They can't do the Too Sweet Me and everything that the Bullet Club was pretty much founded on. Because let's face it, it was a damn NWO faction. It was a damn NWO ripoff faction. And once you can't steal the NWO's gimmick anymore, you have nothing. So, from a booking standpoint, I'm looking at them going, yeah, the merchandise sales are okay, but it's ran its course. It's going to fizzle out anyway, so we might as well nip it in the butt before the fans have a chance, before it gets to the point where the fans are complaining about it. And you're going to hear a little bit of backlash sitting there going, well, the Bullet Club's the best thing about New Japan. The Bullet Club is the best thing about New Japan. It's what gets the American audience over there. No, it ain't. Hello, Kazuchika Okada, Minoru Suzuki, Jay White is now stepping up. LIJ, hello. They can afford to lose the Bullet Club, and I think New Japan would be twice as, I wouldn't say twice as popular, but they'd be just as popular without the Bullet Club. Anyway, I'm going to quit rambling. I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Joe Pillow to Post. Subscribe to the Patreon. T-shirt update. In case you did not watch the state of the channel address, I'm working on getting T-shirts for the channel and the after show made. We will see about that here in the next couple of months. It's just a matter of getting the money together and getting together with my boys over at American Lucha Designs. If they want to do business with me, which why wouldn't they? I'm going to go ahead and put that out there again. T-shirts are coming. I've had people ask me about after show T-shirts. I've gotten permission to use the CWF logo. It's the cornerstone of the channel. So we are going to get, we're going to get T-shirts made. It's going to have the logo on the front, and I'm thinking about putting the Pillow to Post YouTube link on the back of the T-shirts or something with that link on the back of it. It's a long link, but who knows? I don't know what can. If you guys have any ideas of what to put, on the, I know what I'm going to put on them. The after show logo is going on them. Or do you think I should do Pillow to Post T-shirts as well? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we will talk to you real soon.